Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 37th episode of Honor Thy Podcast. This is the weekly DC TV Arrowverse show where we discuss everything Arrowverse. I'm your host, Declan McKinney. You may know me as the host of DC Central, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Dan McCants, otherwise known as Mule Kick Media.
I'm very surprised you actually remember this is the 37th episode. I lost count ages ago.
It's only because I have the episode 36 thumbnail sat right in front of me in Discord chat.
And this late. You shouldn't have said that. I was genuinely impressed by the fact you actually remembered, and I just gave away your secret. I'm disappointed now.
Normally, I don't. Normally, I don't like to include. Normally I don't include the episode names, but I think it seems important. 37. I think that's quite a lot of episodes. I think we've done quite a fair bit.
I mean, the fact we're over I'm trying to think. What's half of 52? Oh well, 26. So we know we're over halfway through.
Don't spring mental maths on me like that. I'm not.
Oh yeah. Basically, if we keep this up, we could potentially be building up towards our 50th episode.
Damn.
Yeah, boy, we're gonna get Paige on for that episode. That's the end game.
You're still not. We're in the end game now, and you're still forgetting that we have the big vlog that we're going to be doing that we said we were going to do last year that we didn't do for Heroes and Villains this year.
Yeah, but that would have only really consisted of me just kind of walking around giving small updates for about 2 minutes.
While I just kept running on.
Yeah, and then you, on the other hand, promising all of your subscribers, hey, look at me, guys, I'm going to be doing a vlog. And then where's that vlog happened? What happened to that vlog?
I did one in the hotel room the night before, and then I just completely forgot.
Did Thanos just snap that out of existence as well as half the world population?
Absolutely, it was just gone.
just snapped that vlog right out of existence.
It was gone. Anyway, let's jump into the news. We've got quite a bit of news. For one, I just want to mention up top that the director, known as Rupert Wyatt, just said that he wants to do a Ragman movie, and I'm just saying...
No, Declan, it's not happening, man. It's not happening.
Hey, he wants to do it, and he's a good director.
It's not happening. Why would you do Ragman? He's so obscure. Build up your universe first with the big names, and then come in with
the... That's what DC want to do.
But you need to establish these big stars. Look at how Marvel did it. They did all the big guns, and then you had ones like Guardians and Ant-Man, and they were more acceptable because you'd built up this universe. You'd built up some good shit beforehand. Here it's just like maybe, but then you can. That actually wouldn't be that bad because then you could maybe bring back Joe Dinicol.
Hey, yes.
So maybe that'll work out better for you.
I don't know why I included this in the news. I just wanted to talk about it because it was like the first thing I read when I woke up this morning, and it was like, what a dream.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pose this to you now because obviously now we know Arrow's finishing. Sadly, right. Do you actually think Ragman might turn up?
No. I was thinking about this literally before we started recording, before you came onto the chat. Which I literally was thinking about it. I think, will Ragman ever show up for the end? I don't think he's going to show up this season. Because he could, but I think it's very unlikely.
What about season 8 though?
No, definitely not. Because season 8, being that it's only 10 episodes, means it will have little to no filler. Maybe one filler episode, and I'm sorry, but that's not going to include Ragman. As much as I'd like to think it would, it's not going to.
What? So not even for like a small scene like there was in episode 12. That's what I was thinking of. Not so much a big role, but at least. If he maybe films a scene or something, because I feel like for that final season, they're probably going to want to get back as many people as possible.
Yeah, maybe if Oliver dies, if there's a funeral or something, maybe he'd be there, something like that. Maybe something like that. But yeah, I don't think anything substantial. As much as I'd love it to be, as much as I'd love to see the news article like I did before the beginning of season 7, saying that Joe Dinicol cast as a series regular. For season 8, it's like they did with Colton Haynes for season 7. It's just not going to happen. Also, I'm sorry, Colton Haynes has not been a series regular. No way has he been a series regular.
Do you know what I actually did? I worked out the quick maths here. Like your boy does, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So Colton Haynes had a spurt where I think it was at about his last appearance for ages was in episode 6, and then he didn't appear in episode 7 of this season because it was the Slabside episode. Yeah. He didn't appear in 8. Even though everybody else did, then he pretty sure he wasn't in 9 because obviously that was the crossover. Wasn't in 10. Was he in 11?
He came back in episode. Yeah, I think it was 11. Which one had that really awesome fight scene that I liked?
Oh, the one with against him and Connor Hawke.
Yeah, that was the
No, that
episode
was
he came back.
13. That was
Was
13.
that 13? That was when he came back. Was 13.
So he was gone for 7 episodes. Wow. Yeah, this man's definitely not been a series regular.
Because I remember that flash forward in particular because I remember. Or did he come back in 11? I'm trying to remember episode 11. What was episode 11? Episode 11
Uh,
was. Oh dear.
I
Episode
don't think
11.
I don't think we did. We get any? No. We got one in 10, obviously, because obviously
Yeah.
that was the Renee one. That was Renee's one.
I'm just IMDbing this.
And then I don't think we got. I don't think we got any in 11. Then obviously in 12, you got the scene at the end with Black Star and Connor Hawke. Yeah, I think it might be the 13. So he was gone for like 7 episodes.
Episode 11 was Past Sins. So that was like the first Ghost Initiative episode. Yeah, I don't think there were flash forwards in that one.
No.
I don't think.
No.
So,
Wow.
yeah, 13.
That's weird. That's like. Can I just say as well, because obviously we all thought, me and you included, because we obviously Colin Haynes, he posted that photo of him, with the modern day, Arsenal suit. I'm now starting to think that was like something from season 3 or something like that, because given how we're now 7 episodes from the end of the season, how is he going to play into this?
I don't know. I don't think he is.
I don't think now.
He's still got so many questions. Like, he has to come back at some point. He has to. Because it's just like, he knows Dinah really well at this point, and he's never met Dinah, so it's like, it has to happen. And also, I have so many questions about, like, what happened to Thea? Why are they not together? Why was he on Lianyu? Like, there's so many questions about.
And remember how they were like, oh, we're going to explain all this. I don't see how you're going to explain all of that with these 7 episodes you've got left with like a secondary story.
Unless they do it in season 8, but I feel like in season 8 they're going to have a lot more to deal with.
Yeah.
Than like Roy's potential future. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know why. How did we even get onto this?
I don't know.
Yeah, Colton Haynes has not been a series regular. He's just not.
No.
And it's been really disappointing because I really hope he does come back into the main story, but I just can't see it happening now. But then again, but like I say, it feels weird because he has to at some point. He has to come back into it in order to meet Dinah and to have everything that happens. Like, he has to come back at some point. So it feels weird that he's not come back yet. And I really thought, like you said, it was going to be episode 50. Maybe it might be this episode, episode 16, maybe, like, with the future stuff. Maybe we'll have, like, a scene at the, I don't know. It's difficult, but, yeah. It seems unlikely at this point. Maybe he'll come back in the finale. I don't know. It'd be weird, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, first actual proper piece of news. We're finally getting a new showrunner for The Flash in season 6.
Thank the Lord.
Todd Helbing is out. Eric Wallace is in. Now, while this is great news, and I don't want to say that we called it, but because obviously we've been saying for the past few weeks now, after this god awful season of The Flash, that we needed a showrunner desperately, and here we go, we have him. The only thing that worries me is this guy's a producer, right? And he's only been on the show since season 4.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. So that's not. So he's been on the show ever since it turned to shit, basically.
That fills me up with so much confidence.
Because at least when Beth Schwartz was announced for Arrow, like she's been a writer on the show since the beginning.
Yeah.
Whereas Eric Wallace has been on the show since season 4. He's fairly new.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what episodes he's written. I'm trying to look at this.
Yeah, do that.
He wrote The Flash Reborn, which was episode 1. Yeah, season 4 premiere, which I thought was okay. It's okay. Therefore I Am. Oh, that was one of the better ones.
Episode,
yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Run, Irish, run.
Oh no. No.
And then also We Are the Flash.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And then what did he write for this season? He wrote episode 2, one of the better episodes. Yeah. Elseworlds Part 1, and then King Shark versus Gorilla Grodd.
So he wrote some of the worst episodes of last season, but some of the best episodes of this season. Like, what?
Alright, that's just really conflicting now.
That's really mixed.
Oh my
Season 6
god.
could be weird. I mean, the thing is, Season 6 could look very different for The Flash. Like, not only with this showrunner, but also, like, I'd say I'm like 90% we're going to lose Carlos Valdez.
Yeah.
Potentially losing Danielle Panabaker, that was rumored. I'm not saying that that's true, but it could. Potentially, and then just throwing it in there as well, Tom Cavanaugh. I don't think that's going to happen,
No.
but let's just say it does. We could have like half of the cast being completely brand new with a new showrunner. Like season 6 could look very, very different.
Mm.
That'd be interesting.
Yes. That's going to be very, very, very interesting. I don't think, like I say, if they get rid of Daniel Panabaker and Carlos Valdez, man might actually just consider checking out.
You've lost the heart of the show then.
Oh, God. Because like Daniel Panabaker is really the only cast promotes the show.
Yeah, she is.
Like the rest of them don't really do it.
So like, I think it's her and Hartley Sawyer are the
Yeah.
only ones who really do it. Also, where's Ralph been? Anyway, but yeah, I think it could look very different. But I am still happy we're getting a new showrunner. We need it. Like I say, I think Todd has done his due. I think maybe this season in particular, he's just kind of lost his flow, and maybe has gone into a bit of a slump. Especially because the episode he wrote of this season was easily the worst.
Oh my God.
That was a dreadful episode, Todd. I'm sorry, pal. But I feel like that Eric Wallace stepping in, this is definitely a good idea, good change. I don't know if this is the best person, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to judge his position as a showrunner before I've seen it, but yeah, it's just like
because I remember I was the same with Beth Schwartz for season 7. Because I mean, you can back me up on this. I was not positive going into season 7, even after the trailers. I was like, because like I think because obviously she'd written some like Beth Schwartz. She's a very good showrunner so far, but she had some pretty awful episodes on her resume. Like 609, I still ain't forgiven her for that. That was a dog turd piece of an episode. I don't give I don't care if Renee dances in an episode. That doesn't redeem 11 minutes of an Olicity wedding.
I still have that clip on my phone.
Oh my God! But no. But like I say, she wrote some great and bad episodes beforehand, and then you see what she's done as showrunner. She's done a good job for the most part. So, like I say, I've learned from my mistakes. So, I'll give Greg, Eric Wallace the chance. I think it'll just be a question of definitely seeing the trailer for Comic-Con, how different that is, in tone and feet wise compared to the other seasons, because I'll definitely be interested by that.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a good idea. I'm excited to see what he does bring to the table. Hopefully it'll be something good. Because yeah, the Flash definitely needs a rebirth, shall we say?
Oh,
for the show. So
is that a nice cheeky reference to the only Flash comic you've read?
Yes, the only DC comic that I've read is
oh my God,
Flash Rebirth. Godspeed is it? No, it's not.
Godspeed is the best.
Speaking of the Flash, did you see this rumor that Godspeed is going to be a recurring villain for the back half of this season, and is going to carry on as a ally of Team Flash for season 6?
I did see this. I do think this will actually work better than him being a main villain, because I know there's some like ultra noob fans out there being like, "Oh, Godspeed main villain." Like, I agree with everybody else saying that. Just for me personally, from what I've read of him in Rebirth, I just don't think Godspeed would work as a series-long villain.
Yeah, and he's not in the comic. He's not the main. He's literally in the first couple of issues.
So
he doesn't do that much.
Yeah, so I think doing it that way of having him be this villain for the back half and then kind of like building him up as more of an anti-hero, during season 6, I think that'll definitely work a lot better if they try and do it that way.
My only problem with it is that it seems like Godspeed is from the future. And if he comes to help Team Flash and he comes back to the present, it's just Nora again. Like, continuity-wise, I mean. Because Nora caused a lot of problems. Yeah,
but I guess with Godspeed, maybe, obviously, because he's not directly tied to the person he's working with in terms of, Barry Allen ain't his dad, so I don't know. To be honest with you,
I definitely think they are going to do some stuff with Godspeed, though, because I think, because they're already setting him up in this episode.
Yeah, and I mean, we've already
definitely talking about Godspeed in that scene.
Definitely. I mean, the thing is, we've seen the suit, we've seen the set leak photos. They ain't going to waste all that money in one suit and then never use it again. It was the same thing for when we had that Flash Forward episode in the Flash in season 3 when they showed that suit, And then everybody instantly was like, they've got to use that for season 4 because you ain't just going to spend all that time on that and then not use it again.
Yeah.
So I think just from hearing this and obviously seeing that photo and the great detail that they've put into that suit, like I say, it just can't be one of the things that's like, oh, we'll use it for one episode and then just sling it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting if they do bring him on as kind of like this anti-hero kind of character, like maybe sort of what Ralph kind of was in season 4, maybe a bit more extreme than that, but it'll be interesting. Barry just can't stick to one sidekick, can he?
No.
Like poor Wally, now Ralph's gonna get shoved aside. He's been gone anyway, so now he's gonna get Godspeed. I mean, I'm happy that it is kind of like another speedster that he might be training up, but it's just like, especially because again that suit is awesome. But yeah, it just feels like Barry just he has commitment issues.
Oh yeah,
Apart from West Allen, that's it.
It's the only thing that he's committed to.
Yeah. So
and it's all because Grant didn't want Snowberry.
I hate you, Grant. Anyway. Anyway, moving on, we have some Titans news. We don't normally talk about Titans, but I just kind of want to bring this up. We have a new casting for Slade Wilson on the show, and silly me, I forgot to get the actor's name, but it's from Ozark. Now
Ozark. Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. Now he looks like Slade. He definitely looks like Slade, and I am excited about them doing Deathstroke in season 2 of Titans. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think they're doing Joe as well. I think they have cast Joe, and also they're doing Superboy as well, which would be interesting. But yeah, this guy definitely looks like Slade. My only quibble is how come Titans can use Slade but Arrow can't?
Yeah.
Oh, can we get Slade back for season 8 as well, series regular?
Oh yeah, yes please, I want to see that. I want to see him and Joe fight again.
Yeah, because they completely wasted Joe this season.
Oh my god.
One of my only sort of big negatives with this season is the Ghost Initiative, but anyway, and the Longbow Hunters. But like I don't understand like why the DC Universe shows can like use other characters, but
I know.
Universe can't.
I know because I don't understand it. It just it's almost as if it's because whether it's because the DC streaming service because it's a premium service, maybe DC, Warner Brothers looks at it and is like, oh, that's I guess it's got deeper connections to us, so it's easier to lend out these characters.
Yeah, creative control over it and things like that.
Yeah,
the CW they don't.
Yeah, that's that's why I imagine probably it's got something to do with it. But even with all that, it's just scummy because it just feels as if like you're doing it that way. You're basically limiting, limiting a show from a creative standpoint because it's like, oh, we've got to share all these things out. Only one show can have this. This show can't have what that show has. Just let them do what they want, man. Just let them do it. Like it's a pain because obviously Manu Bennett's Deathstroke has been such like an integral part to Arrow. So I don't know. It annoys me because it's like,
yeah, we definitely need to get Slade back.
Yeah.
Before the end of the show, because again, like you say, he's so integral. He's such a big part of it. We need to get him back just before the end of the show, just to like, especially because I think they were really going to do something with him. Again, I really thought like in season 6 we were going to get something pretty major with him, but then by the end of episode 6 he's just gone, and it was just it's like where's he gone off to? Because like they sort of hinted that he was going to go looking for Joe, but then we've had Joe this season.
Yeah.
So like he's clearly not doing a very good job.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I watched episode 6, and then it's like you got that last shot of him when he's walking through that smoke and he just disappears. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, badass. But then at the same time, I looked at it and it's like, yeah, they've definitely written it as if like if you don't come back, then that's his ending.
Yeah.
I would love to think that they could bring him back like one last time for a small role in season 8, just because again, I'd really like to see that relationship one last time, but. I don't know.
She'll do it.
Oh, but Beth Schwartz will do it. She has to.
She'll do it. She'll make all of our wishes come true. She'll do it. But the wish that we do not want to come true is a Black Star spin-off show. This has been rumored this week. A completely future spin-off series starring Catherine McNamara as Mia Smoke. No.
I want to know who actually broke this news.
We've got this covered.
Oh wow.
And
because that is credible.
Here's the crucial line. A source close to We've Got This Covered Brilliant, brilliant, guys. Good job.
That's definitely
literally anything.
that. What do you mean by sauce? Worcestershire sauce? Is that Worcestershire sauce? The war clans, whatever he calls.
Why are they even? Because I mean, I'm not saying they are because, like I say, I think this is bollocks. But like, it's ridiculous. Like, Black Star has not been well received as a character. Like,
The only people who
don't like her.
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with her at first, but I've grown to really not like her. I'm sorry, I don't think Catherine McNamara is that good.
No, I don't think she's a good actress either.
I've never seen Shadowhunters, and I think she seems lovely in real life, and she's really passionate about the show, which I love. But I don't think she's that strong, and I think Mia is quite annoying.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only way I could see that somebody has put like 2 and 2 together and thought, "Oh, this is happening," is maybe the fact that obviously she's in Shadowhunters, she's the main character, and that's finished. She's not currently attached to anything else. I reckon some idiot has literally just looked at that and been like, "Oh, well, that show's ending. Arrow. She's got a big role on that. Let's just put this story together." Because, like you say, a lot of people that I've spoken to just don't like her. I personally hate her as a character. Like, Catherine McMara seemed like lovely in real life, but you can't act for shit. And to be fair, your character is written so poorly that you could cast a great actress in that role and she probably still would suffer with the material. Because, like, the way they've written Black Star is so one note. It's just, I'm pissed. That's basically her character. So, yeah, I don't want this. I honestly would rather just have a show around Connor Hawke. I honestly would rather have that. Just because of what we got.
I could see this report being a bit more viable if they said it was a spin-off show just in the future with future characters rather than specifically Black Star, because I could see that. But then again, I don't think that would ever happen because it's still just Arrow. Like, if Arrow's ending, why would you just wouldn't you just continue Arrow rather than just make a spin-off show in the future? It wouldn't really make much sense to me. I feel like I say, I feel that's more viable, but I feel like what they would rather do and what's more better for the show is if they just do it in the flash forwards, where if they want to do like a future Team Arrow, like I think I discussed this on the last podcast, but like, they're clearly setting up this future Team Arrow where you've got like Connor Hawke will be the Green Arrow, William will be the Felicity type character, Catherine McNamara will probably be like the Speedy-esque character, Zoe will be the Black Canary, blah 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 blah. I think it's better just to do that and then end the season with that rather than just do a whole show about it, because again, it's just Arrow. So yeah, but also just please don't do this. Please, like there's so many other characters you could spin off, and there's so many other shows that you could do. Like, do a Birds of Prey spin off. That'd be much better. Like with Katie Cassidy in the lead, Katie Lotz, and put Juliana in there.
That as a girl like led show, I would be down for.
Yeah,
because that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
And again, that's not Arrow. Like, that's not just Arrow. Like that's a different thing. Like, bow and arrows aren't even involved. you could do something completely different there. Or what other sort of, like, if they could do an Arrow spin-off, like what would you want to do?
Oh, easily Birds of Prey. That would be my pick, because I just
Ragman, but, we can't all
Ragman. But I think I really think the thing is that if it really works well, like that dynamic of having the Birds of Prey, if that works really well in episode 18, I mean, if they get the response for it, I honestly think they might consider it.
Yeah.
Because I would really want to see that.
Plus, there was a Birds of Prey TV series back in the day.
Yeah, I did actually watch that, funny enough. It's not good. It's not good, but oh man, it brings back the memories, man.
Yeah.
The suit they gave Batman and that was atrocious.
Batman in it? Oh my god.
Yeah, but his suit is awful. Yeah. Him and Catwoman have a kid in that.
Is it worse than Titans?
It's actually better than Titans. Do you want to know why? Because they actually bothered to make a front section of the suit, and it's not cut like with a median shot length of 0.01.
My god.
Oh my god. That's just reminding me back to the seizure that I was having whilst watching that fight scene. Man was just there on the floor, foam. Yeah. Foam was flowing from her mouth. Man was just incapacitated.
Are they gonna do that for all the Deathstroke action sequences in season 2? Because they've just cast an actor who can't.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Make it convincing. This is Slade Wilson, for God's sake. Anyway.
Somebody shake the camera.
Get Michael Bay on there. Anyway, yeah, I definitely for an Arrow spin-off, do not do Black Star. If you're gonna do an Arrow spin-off, do Birds of Prey, because it'd be so much better. or like I say, I mean, I'd love to see Ragman, but anyway, I think as we mentioned at the beginning, I think if they were going to do like anything revolving Ragman, I think you do it on the DC Universe streaming service because
Yeah.
like they're doing like a Swamp Thing series over there, they're doing a Stargirl series, like that's exactly where Ragman would fit in. So like do it over there and let Rupert Wyatt do it if he wants. He's just stepped away from the Halo TV series, so let him do it. Let him showrun a Ragman series. Why not? That sounds like a brilliant idea. I want that. I actually really need to catch up on Doom Patrol. I haven't seen the latest episode yet. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's everything. So moving on to the reviews, we have Supergirl season 4, episode 13. Is this Stand and Deliver?
I think it's 14.
Is it 14? So yeah, this episode had quite a lot going on in it. Like this was basically like a big culmination episode in a way. Like this felt like a culmination of this alien versus human storyline. Not entirely, but like it was building up to this big crescendo, which comes at the end of this episode. So anyway, the Elite are back, and I still love them. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
I found out a fact as well today about David Ajala, who plays Manchester Black. Do you know what video game he was in?
What?
Need for Speed Payback.
Oh wow.
He was the black guy of the group. In that
the black guy.
Hey, I'm just saying. That's what he
Nah,
was.
man, this man being racist.
But you know, he was the black guy in that like trio of main characters. And it's funny, I've actually played that game, and I can remember like looking back. I'm like looking back on the game. I'm listening back to the dialogue. Yeah, it's definitely him. So David Ajala went from Need for Speed voice acting to Supergirl. Fair play. But yeah, I did enjoy the Elite. The hat got a bit more to do. I like the hat. Even though the accent is dreadful. I did figure out though, because I remember last week saying I'm not quite sure what accent they were going for. It's definitely British. It's just dreadful.
Yeah, it's kind of like British, but then it gets lost in American accent as well. It's wow, it's just not good at all.
Yeah, and then we have like Menagerie, who gets a bit more sidelined in this one.
Oh, she got absolutely sidelined. Like, what happened to her? Like, we last saw her where like she was tied up, but then she gets no mention afterwards in the episode.
Yeah, we get that amazing moment when Nia's trying to be threatening. What I love about that is that Supergirl I seen DJ Eric point this out.
Oh, I saw this as well.
Yeah, like Nia's trying to be dead threatening, and then Supergirl has a go at her for it, and then Jean just does the exact same thing. And then
he doesn't get told off for it. Oh, it's bullshit, man.
John's the best.
Bullshit. John's the best, but it's still bullshit.
Also, David Harewood's directing an episode this season, apparently. Apparently, they've just filmed it. I didn't know.
Oh, damn.
But this is I think this is the first time a Supergirl cast member's directed, so pretty cool. They're all getting around to it. But yeah, the Elite, I'm still loving them. They're probably my favorite thing about this season now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, like them and Ben Lockwood, they're just awesome. Like I really enjoy them, especially like I say David Ajala I love, and not just because he likes my tweets, but he's just really cool. And I like the character of Manchester Black a lot, like a lot. I think it's really cool. Even though, how did they break into the Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, because oh my god, because they established earlier on the Hat can only travel to places he's been to before.
Yeah.
So when's he previously been to there, and how did he manage to get into? Oh, where was it? That door that Manchester Black opens when he fakes his death. What's that place called again?
What?
You know that place that Manchester Black, like, when he opens that door in the Fortress of Solitude and it's got like creature in there. Where's that? What's it called again?
Oh, I don't know.
The place where that is. Like, how did he save him from there? How does he save him? Because he's never been there. Oh my god.
Yeah, there are a lot of issues like that with this episode. So yeah, I mean, although I like the Elite, like I said, there are some problems there. Ben Lockwood is now working for the president. He's now like the head of Alien Affairs, which is just like, it's almost too perfect.
Oh, definitely.
But I like the fact that like Alex was assigned to basically be his bodyguard, be the John Diggle for Ben Lockwood. This was like, it was a good idea, but they just didn't really do much with it. Like, it was kind of fun at first just to see like Alex being really just, really apprehensive and just being offensive towards him, but it just didn't really go anywhere.
No, you really had that first bit where like the first scene of the first interactions between him, and then it was obviously I'd guess the rally that was held. They were the only two instances where you really got to see them interact with one another. I thought it was really cool, just because you have Alex in this scenario where it's like, I really don't like this guy, but I have to protect him because it's my job.
Yeah.
And then it's like the way she goes about it. I thought that was really good. But like you say, they just really didn't do a lot with it, which is a shame because I would have really liked to have seen a lot more of that.
Yeah, because he was like, there was an assassination attempt at the beginning of the episode on Ben Lockwood by Manchester, and then after that, it's like, oh yeah, you have to protect him. And again, that would have been a really interesting conflict, but there's just, again, you get like 2 scenes where they briefly touch on it, and that's about it. Now, like I say, there's also this character they introduced in this episode who's like a close advisor of Ben Lockwood, who unfortunately goes by the name of Quinton.
Does that bring back some tragic memories?
It just takes me back to about a year. But like, they actually they built up quite a big deal about this character, like going into the episode. He's barely in it, and like I don't think his name actually gets dropped in the episode. Like,
No.
I only know it because I knew of it beforehand. That his name was Quentin, but like I didn't, and obviously that sticks in my mind. But like, he's barely in this episode. Like, he has this moment where he's basically, oh, I hate aliens, but Supergirl's kind of cool. Basically, like what he's saying is, I hate aliens, but I like them if they're superheroes. Because like when Nia shows up at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're cool," and
Yeah,
Brainy, he's like, "Yeah, you're cool."
yeah, it's really that was done really poorly. Like they didn't really do a good job of showing that at all.
He's like literally like there kicking down an alien, then he looks at Supergirl, he's like, "Oh no, aliens are cool," and then he helps him up. Like it was ridiculous. I don't know if they're gonna do anything with this character going forward.
Oh no, he's probably going to disappear now.
Yeah, but it's just I found
Never.
it weird, and then it's just the fact they called it Quentin was just another issue in its own right. But this whole episode was kind of building up to this crescendo of this rally where you had Ben Lockwood kind of assembling this crowd of anti-alien activists, and then on the other side of the road you had like a group of aliens doing a peaceful protest, which Brainy organized anonymously online. And I actually like this scene where they all kind of come in, it all comes to a head, and Manchester Black is basically stirring the pot because Manchester Black comes in as like a third party, and then everyone starts attacking each other. But then they go and play Mad World. Why?
Why did you play that?
Good scene.
I don't know. Why did they need to play that?
A worse song.
I don't get why they felt the need to play that either. Like, what relation did that have to the scene?
It's so obvious as well. Like, it was such an obvious choice that you could have gone with anything. I hate it when this show uses licensed music. I hate it so much.
Also, did it give you flashbacks to Riverdale?
See, I'm surprised they didn't that version. Surely it would have been cheaper for them because they own that. So technically, they could have just used that. Get bloody KJ Apper singing on the thing. Actually, speaking of Riverdale, can we just say rest in peace, Luke Perry? Best part of that show.
Oh, easily, man.
I loved him. He was great.
Awesome. It's going to be weird though, because like, obviously I don't watch Riverdale anymore. No, I'd be interested. I'd be interested to know how they write him off now.
Yeah,
how they deal with that on screen.
Yeah,
that'll be the only reason I want to go back and watch it now.
Yeah, because like I stopped watching right at the beginning of season 3. I got 15 minutes into the episode. I thought, nope, can't do this anymore. But yeah, he was always, and I'm not just saying that now, but like, genuinely, he was my favorite part of the show. I thought he was brilliant. Just like he was such a nice like backbone of the show. So I'm really sad that he's gone. Also, because he's in Tarantino's new film as well. Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. God, that's gonna be weird as well.
Yeah, so he's gonna be in that, and that'll be like I assume his final performance. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, definitely rest in peace and thoughts out to his family and friends because he was a great actor. He really was.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think the fact they played Mad World just over this perfectly fine scene just ruined any and all suspense or emotion or anything like that. Because when a show or a movie plays music like that, it's there to emotionally manipulate you. And when I heard that, it just made me laugh. Like I just facepalmed and rolled my eyes and then laughed. Because I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like this scene was supposed to be like this big thing where, everyone just turns on each other. And that's a pretty good idea, but then to play Mad World over it, you just completely remove any and all emotion that was in it in the first place.
Yeah.
At least James got to do something. At least he was in there taking pictures.
Yeah. Taking fucking pictures, that's all he did.
Well, that's all James is in the comics, really. So at least he got to do so. It's a bit more than James normally gets. He could have been sat in the office watching it on TV, which is what he normally does. So at least he's actually out there doing something. But I mean, that all pretty much comes to an end pretty quickly because James gets shot. James dies in this.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
There's no way James is dead. I mean, like, thing is, you don't.
It might as well be. You might as well be because story wise.
You might as well be, but I feel like you don't kill an episode you don't kill a character right at the very end of an episode. You just don't. Like you if you're gonna kill a character, you do it halfway through, and then you deal with it. Like you don't do it right at the very end. It's stupid.
Yeah. What do you mean they killed Quentin off at the end of the Arrow season 6 finale?
It wasn't like the last shot. Like it wasn't like the cliffhanger.
Like, yeah, but he still died near the end, though. He still died near the end, though.
He got shot like halfway through, and then he died within like the last 10 minutes, and you got to see the reaction to it. Whereas with this, like James gets shot, and then boom, the logo comes up. I mean, like if they killed James, whatever. Like it was hilarious. Like the Supergirl Twitter account put out a GIF of that, of James getting shot. You know, like those like promotional GIFs they put.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they put out one of James being shot, and I went in the comments. Oh my god, it's amazing. Everyone's going, who cares? Nobody gives a fuck. Like, even the fans of Supergirl were like, whatever. Like, I think that's brilliant. The fact that even the fans of Supergirl just don't care that James is shot. Like, nobody cares. The thing is, I believe in next week's episode, which is the Lex Luthor episode, or it might be the episode after that, but you'd have to imagine it'd be next week's episode. They're introducing James's sister.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes me think he's alive. And they're in hospital. Yeah. But like I say, I highly, highly doubt that James is dead.
Yeah. Unless he has a Laurel Earth 1 like spasm in the hospital and just dies for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I might just go and pull that. I actually realised this the other day. Supergirl, when you think about it, has never actually killed off a major cast member.
No, I mean, they technically did in the season 3 finale, but they decided to fucking Superman 1978 that one, didn't they?
Yeah. They've never actually stuck it. Like, every character that's gone has been written off. Like Maggie was written off, Mon-El's written off, Win was written off.
They should have killed off Mon-El. Should have killed off Mon-El. Yeah. I don't care. I'm sorry, Ben, but they should have killed off Mon-El.
Sorry, Caramel fans.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, you're all just. Yeah, I mean, Mon-El's never coming back to the show, not in a big capacity, so yeah, they might as well just killed him. But yeah, James isn't dead. As much as he may as well be, and as used to the show as he is. And I love Mehcad Brooks. I do. I love him with all my heart. I feel bad for him, to be honest. But yeah, he might as well be dead.
At least we're being honest about it.
Man's got shot.
Oh no!
We're bringing it back.
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We had the chance to do it for Big Man Sheck, and we didn't do it.
I still have the thumbnail I made for it, which I was very, very proud of.
Oh my god!
This is Man Got Shot Volume 2 with James, and the album cover is just him with his art. Like, I mean, that's the most cartoon.
Hey! Remember that story I told you when I first saw Mehcad Brooks Series of Villains Fan Fest in 2017, and he was giving out mixtapes. Maybe that's what he's doing for this year. Maybe he's hyping up the new mixtape, Man Got Shot Volume 2. It's just, and then the front of it is literally just him at the end of that episode.
Oh my god! Thing is, I actually saw on Collider Heroes, which is a show I listen to every week. They've actually interviewed Mehcad Brooks this week on the show. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm going to listen to that maybe tomorrow.
No. The only thing from Collider interviewed guys that I listened to is that Michael J. White one.
Oh, I did want to watch that.
I watched that one. That one was really good.
Yeah, but I know on Collider Heroes they did interview Mehcad Brooks this week, and I put in a question to be asked, so they may have asked it. I don't know.
The suspense.
I mean, I basically just asked them to ask him like, what do they think they're gonna do with James for season 4 and 5? Because I was just, like, what have they told you, Mehcad, what you're doing? Because I bet you Mehcad shows up on set every day, and it's like, right, James, here's what you're doing. Like, they call him James because they don't know his name. They're like, all right, here you are, James. Here's your one line of the week. Have fun. Here's your money. Here's your 50 quid. Get off set. Like, I literally don't think he's told. I think he just shows up, and they just tell him what to do. He deserves so much better than this. He's a good actor. I really like him, and he seems like super likable. But it's just he seems like the most lovely guy. Oh man,
it's just depressing, man.
Also, still no Red Daughter.
Still no Red Daughter, and then like everyone on. Oh, I want Red Daughter. Like, even our boy Benjamin is on about it. Like, look, like Ben. Ben, we all know that this storyline is not going to be good. Half of it is literally just going to be CGI doubles with Mr. Benoist's head just stuck onto a stunt double. It's going to look awful. I don't want this. I don't care about Red Sun Cara. I don't care.
No, I don't think any of us care.
No,
She's just going to be a faceless, emotionless
piece
character.
of shit. She'll be a plot device. She'll be a plot device to move forward this whole, like, government versus aliens thing. That's basically all she will be.
Yeah, and, like, she'll literally... Oh, my God, actually, I forgot to mention this. I've seen a fantastic theory. Okay.
Oh, God.
For, sorry, I'm just rearranging my mic. I can't stay in that position anymore, it's annoying. So I see the theory, right? So the whole Lena and the government story where she's basically turning people into superheroes, right? I need to build up the suspense here, okay? So she wants to, make people superheroes by using the Hiron L to give people powers. Okay. Obviously, because before you start testing these things, you need a human trial, don't you?
Yeah.
So, what you need is a victim who's recently been shot. James Olsen is going to get superpowers by the end of this season.
Wow.
James got shot. Man got shot, right? He's going to hospital. Human test trials are about to begin. There's your perfect test subject, and Lena is salty because of the breakup. She's going to use him as her little guinea pig, and he will do it because he's a mug, and we're going to get James with superpowers.
Black Superman.
Well, if Michael B. Jordan's not going to do it, what do you think about that?
Only Supergirl would come up with something like that.
To be honest, I really want to see this.
Just because I want to see how awfully terrible they make this, but then I'll just laugh my head off throughout the entire thing. I can already feel it now.
I just remember seeing this theory, and the fact it kind of lines up with what they're doing this season
is actually insane.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not going to be surprised, especially because, like, wasn't it in this episode or it might have been last episode where Haley said to Lena they need to start human trials? Didn't she say that?
Yeah.
So, James has been shot. Also, who shot him? And why is he being shot? Like, who's going after James? What's he doing?
Is it? I don't know. Like, was it Ben? But then obviously it couldn't have been him himself, so it was indirect. I don't know. I bet even the writers don't know. I bet they never address who actually shot him, and it's just like, oh, he got shot by Mr. Blank because he needs to get these superpowers. To be honest with you, this feels like something out of a Neil Breen film where he just gives himself superpowers. I'm half expecting it now just to he has these superpowers from a fucking magic rock, just like Neil Breen in half of his films. Oh, look at me, I got the magic cube.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's hope that happens, because we could all use a bit of that. Maybe it's James who takes down Red Cara, Maybe that's the case. They give him his own, instead of Mon-El coming back, they have James in that suit,
Oh my god.
A House of L Superman suit. We can have Superman and James teaming up in the future crossovers in Crisis.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, there's two. We could get a James spin-off show. There's so many possibilities, man. There's so many possibilities with this idea. Wow, that's a video. Anyway, moving on to The Flash, Season 5, Episode 16, Failure as an Orphan. Cicada is defeated. Not really. So, yeah, this whole episode was pushed as being this big episode, and I'm sorry if you can hear my baby nephew knocking on my door.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Into the room. So we have this episode where Nora basically realizes, hey Dad, today is the day that you stop Cicada, and you've got to do it today, because if we don't do it today, you'll never be able to have it again, and because I'm a lying bitch. And we need to do this moment. I'm a Nora impression.
That was very accurate. Very, very accurate.
Yeah. Because Nora is a 5-year-old.
Oh my.
So, yeah. What did you think about this episode?
Well, same old Flash for this season. you know, just dragging shit out. Fucking frustrating as hell. Why have they not got rid of Cicada? Why are we continuing this on?
This episode felt like moving one step forward, two steps back.
Yep. Because it's like, I see them, you know, taking down Cicada. I see Cicada being depowered, and I'm like, oh, this is all heading in the right direction. I might actually fucking like this episode. And then, like, the last 10 to 15 minutes just completely undoes all of that.
It's
like,
ridiculous.
My dear Lord. Like, why is this happening? Like, I mean, unless you haven't gathered already, future Grace just magically shows up for no reason. And is like, hey, look at me, guys. I'm the main villain of the season. I'm the true big bad. Oh,
I mean, just to get it out of the way, Joe and Cecile had a little storyline. It's a little bit of conflict, all gets resolved, and it's fine, whatever. It's just nice to have Joe back. Now, as we mentioned before, like Eobard Thawne, he kind of kicks off this episode, and I like the idea that he's kind of presenting to Nora, where he's like, "Oh, there's a new timeline trying to break through here. Something else is like coming through, or someone."
Oh, and we were all convinced it was Godspeed.
Yeah, I mean Godspeed. I think we might see Godspeed next episode. I think we might see him like introduced next episode, like maybe in the cliffhanger scene or something like that. We might see him. And obviously episode 18 is Godspeed, so I feel like we might see him next episode. But yeah, just a little bit of foreshadowing there. But the absolute worst foreshadowing is back in episode 12 of this season, where they show us Grace as an adult as Cicada. And the thing is, right, I'm kind of skipping ahead because this whole episode is build up to this big moment, right? When Cicada smashes through the glass and comes through Star Labs, I knew immediately that was Grace because, again, back in that episode 12, when we see adult Grace Cicada, she has a slightly different costume to Orlin. Like her, like cape, if you will, is a bit more rugged and is a bit more ripped than Orlin's is. So, and that's what this new Cicada was. And I was like, well, that's got to be Grace. And again, the foreshadowing, like when I think we speculated about this. I think we said this. I think we said that they're gonna do something with this because you don't set it up like that. I
Yeah.
just can't believe they've gone through with it.
It's just stupid,
It's
isn't
ridiculous.
it?
I can't believe that, you know, this was like the big episode. It was like, oh, this is the episode where we defeat Cicada, and in a way they do, but then it's just like, again, moving one step forward, but then you introduce Grace as an older version of Cicada, moving two steps back. Like we're right back to square one with this new version of Cicada who's even more powerful. Like, can this one fly in space? Can this one time travel? Apparently it can. Well, there's another theory about that which we'll get to, but
Oh
about how
God,
how
no.
she actually got back to our time. I mean, I have to admit, right, that fight in Star Labs was pretty cool. When because this version of Cicada's got two daggers. I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, like
that makes no sense.
did she like clone the dagger? Did another dagger
Like
go into
the
her? Like,
dagger is literally the dagger isn't even a dagger. Like it's a shard of the thingy, the satellite. Like it's something that's incredibly makeshift. It's not like something you can go to the local bad guy weapon shop and buy. So how she got two of them, I don't know. But anyway, she can like block all these shots. Like she was blocking lightning bolts and vibe blasts and Killer Frost stuff. Like it was a cool fight, and it shows how OP this version of Cicada is. But it's just like the fact it's even more OP than Orlan was. It just makes it so uninteresting again.
I know it's because the thing is, like, we don't care about Grace as a character now. Like, I just
No.
don't. Like, they've really done nothing with her. She's been comatose for the most of the season. Her acting from the child actor was poor.
Awful.
It's like, and so it's like you now expect me to care about this older version that we've not really seen anything of for what remains of this season, which is literally what, like 6 episodes left of this season. I don't get how they're going to fit all this in.
No, it feels really forced as well that they need to continue the Cicada storyline when you don't, especially because you have this other like Reverse Flash thing. Because obviously there's something going on with Reverse Flash and Nora that they need to tie in and wrap up. Can we not just focus on that instead of just like doing the Cicada thing? Because it's just ridiculous. And like next episode, it does seem like we're getting like a big Grace focused episode that may explain how she got here. Because basically, what in the promo for next week's episode, there's a time sphere
Yeah, but the thing is, you need a speedster for that. So unless she's working with Godspeed, which they
Well, that's what
probably
I think it
isn't.
is. That's what I mean. I think we're going to see Godspeed next episode. That's what I mean. I feel like we're going to see, like, we're going to find out that he's the one who helped her get back, and then obviously he's going to show up and what have you. And maybe that's why Barry and Nora go to the future. Maybe is that
In Hunt
they
of
need to talk,
Godspeed.
because obviously I think that might be it. But and the fact that I'm able to guess this just shows how lazy the season is. But this is ridiculous. Like, I can't believe they're still going through with this, especially because they did actually defeat Orlan. And I've realized the problem as well with Orlan Dwyer as a character is that, unlike other Flash villains in the past, and this is why Savitar suffered as well, same reason, Barry and Team Flash do not have a personal connection with this villain. And I don't mean personal connection in the sense that that's someone that they knew. It's more the fact that they've never had any face-to-face moments until
No.
this episode. Like, say what you want about DeVoe, but the connection was really good, especially between him and Barry, because they were like face-to-face early on. So they had a very good, like, Grant Gustin and Neil Sandilands have very good chemistry together. But Team Flash, Barry and Cicada have not had that, and it was only until this episode when they actually went face-to-face and spoke man-to-man. And for some reason, Chris Klein is still doing that stupid voice.
Say, he's making me stronger.
Like, even when he's literally sat there with his mask off in Star Lab, said, "No, I need the doctor." Like, dude, you're not trying to be a supervillain. Like, we're trying to help you, man. Like, just speak normally, like we've seen you do, instead of going. It's absolutely absurd. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with this season, with this cicada thing. I'm so done.
I think everybody is, to be honest. Like, it's like, why can they just not end this? Why is there just need by the showrunners to just continue the storyline that, quite frankly, nobody gives a shit about? Nobody cares about the cicada story. No one.
I saw, like, somebody reacted to, like, a meme I put out on Twitter. Somebody replied to me saying, Flash fans, we're so bored of cicada. Flash writers, okay, here's another one. Why? Why are you giving us double of what we don't like, and what we're specifically telling you we don't like?
Oh, God's sake!
It's just awful.
Imagine all this is just set up for her to be the main villain in season 6.
No. Please don't do that. I can't take another season of this. Please, just give me Red Death, please, or Cobalt Blue. Give me Eddie as Cobalt Blue.
I mean, fuck, I'd take Godspeed as the main villain over this shit.
Literally. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah. This episode really felt like there was going to be something, and then they just completely, got rid of anything. Any hope that we had is now gone.
It's dead. It's completely gone now. Like, dead, James. I honestly, now I just feel like I'm just waiting for the season to wrap up now. Like, it's getting to that. Like, the only thing I'm excited for just because of the whole Godspeed and how they handle that. Like, apart from that, I generally think this back half of the season, unless they don't pick up their act quickly, I think it's just going to be an absolute slugfest. Like, I don't know, it's just not looking forward to it, man. It's weird.
A lot of us, like, we're not even that excited about the Godspeed thing. We're more curious about the Godspeed thing more than anything. Like, we just want to see what it actually is and how they do it and what.
Yeah, and also the fact because Daniel Panabaker's directing it as well. Yeah, so you've kind of got that going for it as well. But literally, apart from that, I can't really think of anything else. Like, nothing. No. Nothing. I mean, I know Kevin Smith's meant to be. We're back with that whole joke again. We're back with that fucking mishap again.
Run on joke. The absolute worst.
Oh my god!
I don't even remember how we had that. When did that? I don't even remember.
Oh god! All right, Kevin Smith. All right, I know he's meant to be directing an episode in the back half of this season, but I honestly could not care less about it. Like, I just don't. I don't care, man. I don't care about The Flash. We're now going to finish a third season successively of The Flash that I cannot classify as good.
And like this season, do you remember how excited we were at the premiere? Like, the premiere of this season was so good. Like we were both raving about it. We were like, "Oh, the Flash is back!" Like this was like season one. This felt awesome, and now we're here, 15 episodes later, just doing the same old thing again and again and again. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of it, and it's
Yeah.
like I said, I'm just so glad we're getting a new showrunner next season.
Me too, man. Because it's just it's ridiculous. Like
I can't
how
believe
long
it's.
we've gone. How long we've gogone now without a great season. It's
Well, where's
absolutely
Ralph
upsetting.
been? Ralph's just been gone for like 3 episodes.
Got to find time for the 5-year-old little girl that is, of course, Nora Allen.
Yeah, she's the main character again in this
Yeah,
episode.
of course she is. Of course she has to be the main character. I mean, the
She took a
showrunner.
break away from the spotlight, and now she's having withdrawal
No,
symptoms.
yeah, I mean, you look at her last week. Barely in last week's episode. Was she even in last week's episode?
She was in like I remember like one scene where she has one line of dialogue.
Yeah, like last week's episode was like probably the best episode of The Flash since maybe the first 3 episodes. I'm being legit serious because like you had no Cicada, you got no Nora, or at least no annoying Nora, and then you immediately throw both of those things back into the mix and look at the shit show you have right now.
Even
Absolute
Joe
shit
couldn't save
fest.
this episode. Even Papa
No.
Joe, who has some classic Papa Joe moments, could not save
Yeah.
this.
That's when you know your episode's shit.
Yeah, if you can't have Jesse L. Martin swaggering about not saving your episode, that's when you know you've got a real stinker on your hands. No. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Real bad. Uh,
Fuck the Flash. Fuck the Flash.
honestly, like, I think if this new showrunner thing was announced, I would be so unoptimistic going into season 6. I'm only slightly optimistic because of the new showrunner news.
Yeah.
Before when was this announced? Tuesday. Like
Yeah.
before Tuesday, I was like season 6, just not looking forward to it. But now I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it, but I've got a bit more optimism about it. I mean, the thing is, I'm always going to watch these shows. I'm never going to stop watching them. But it's just like, it's just the fact that like I was just like, oh, I don't care about the Flash season 6. Come on, it's ridiculous. Anyway, moving over to Arrow season 7, episode 15, Training Day. This episode revolves around Team Arrow finally working with the SCPD. We also have Dinah, who's back in action. Laurel is dealing with Bronze Tiger, and we also have the future storyline. So, Team Arrow working with the SCPD, I thought was actually really fun.
Yeah, I really liked it because especially in that opening like little bit before the title sequence, like they really played up laughs, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, I like the fact you have the whole team just sat there, like, especially I don't understand why Diggle was in there though.
Yeah,
Like,
because
surely
I mean,
Diggle's like overqualified.
yeah, because he's already army trained, so why does he need all
And
this?
Argus trained.
Ugh, I don't know, man. It's
Why is my
weird.
family making so much noise outside of this room? It's ridiculous. I'm not going to be one of those people who like pretends that nothing's going on outside. I'm going to fully acknowledge this. It's really annoying. I don't know if the mic's picking it up or not. It's just
Yeah,
upsetting.
I could certainly hear it. I'll say that for a fact.
Well, that means it's coming up on the recording. So, anyway,
Oh, what a shame.
moving on. You guys can all appreciate my annoying family. But I did enjoy, yeah, the fact that they had to go through like SCPD training because I did buy that. Like, I buy the fact
Yeah,
that they have to go through the protocols, even though like fighting, obviously they're way overqualified. I think it's
but
Diggle shouldn't even be there really, but you know the fact they have to go through these protocols, I quite enjoyed.
yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, like you say, I guess from a how to do it standpoint, from in terms of how to approach things. Obviously, it's way different than just going around there beating people up. Obviously, here it's a lot more about doing it the right way, not using force and all that unless it's necessary. So, because like there's a great bit where obviously Oliver tries to go for the main, well, who is the main villain of the episode, tries to torture him, and then obviously the evidence doesn't work because it's like, well, if, and so his evidence has no weight to it. Like I thought that was cool, and that how they had to kind of like adapt to the ways of police work rather than vigilante work. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But again, I think the only thing about this entire story arc that is kind of weird for me is the fact that obviously we know in the future that this does not end well.
Yeah. Yeah, and
We already know it
it
turns
feels
to shit.
strange as well because given where this ends up, because you have this whole thing where Team Arrow are trying to adapt to work with the SCPD. They're trying to follow their ways, and by the end of the episode, they kind of just become their own thing. Like, it kind of defeats the whole point because now they're allowed essentially just to be original Team Arrow as they were back like last season.
But
And
we'll
they
just be
are
working with the police.
yeah, but they can just basically just get away with it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's kind of weird, like because we get the bunker back in this episode, and I mean that was rebuilt really fast.
Yeah, very, very
That
quickly.
was rebuilt really fast. And it doesn't really look that much different. It just seems to have a bit more computers in it this time, which is even weirder given the fact that Curtis isn't around. But I did like having the bunker back. I love that set. I love that set. I think that looks really, really cool. I really love the bunker. So having that back is really cool. It just the fact that now they're like, as Renee calls them, like the SCPD Black Ops unit. You know, where they can basically just be what they were and get away with it. It's very convenient. Like it was the same way I felt at the end of episode 12 when they all got deputized. I was like, this is very, very convenient.
Yeah.
And it's something they just kind of have to do. And again, it kind of makes the whole episode feel a bit redundant, given the fact what they had. But I did like the fact that there was like some genuine frustration from the characters. The fact they couldn't do what they wanted to do. Like Oliver was really frustrated. Renee was really frustrated. Like the fact they couldn't do. I think Diggle was all right with it because he's kind of used to that environment. But especially Oliver and Renee were like really agitated, which made me laugh. Like, Renee got a couple of lines in there.
Yeah.
Good old Hoss.
Renee's always the best. Hoss is always the best.
Good old Hoss. You can always rely on him for some good comedic
Yeah.
dialogue.
Well, when are we gonna get future Hoss again, man?
Man. He's in the promo.
I hope we do. Oh damn! I haven't actually seen the promo photos, to be honest, for this episode.
There's one
so that's all right.
With my boy Roy in there wearing his Arsenal suit, so maybe that's what the photo was from. Maybe.
I need him in modern day. We need him in present day.
But yeah, Hoss is in the next episode. He is. He's in the promo photos. There's one where he's basically being guarded by, I think it's Dinah and Roy. So yeah, that is happening.
Maybe he's rejoining the team, man. He's gonna be.
We're gonna see Old Man Wild Dog. Oh, imagine the dream that is.
Beautiful.
And also, we do have Dinah back in her suit for the first time this season as well, which was nice. She gets to go out there, and we do see like what happens with Canary Cry. So she has officially lost it. She tries to use it, and it basically shortens out. It's weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I would have just thought that nothing would have come out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, but yeah, they basically just flat out say, "Yeah, I've lost it. It's gone."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great development for a character arc there. Really great development. Oh my god!
I remember the synopsis for this episode said something along the lines of Dinah receives some life-changing news.
We didn't really see her. Not really, no.
I mean, something that she found out about herself. Like, nobody came up and told her. Like, yeah, it was weird. But I did enjoy it for the most part. I think, just having Dinah back in the suit was fun. My nephew's having a meltdown. I tell them that I'm recording, and they don't listen. So I do apologise, but there's not really a lot I can do about a crying child. But I feel like, having Dinah back in the suit, I really enjoyed just seeing her back, especially because it's the first time this season, since I believe the season 6 finale. So
yeah,
to have that there, I enjoyed all that. Right, I'm just gonna stop this for a minute.
I don't even know where we were at before. Very rudely interrupted by.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I liked having Dinah back in the suit. It was cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, but Dinah's had no story this season.
None at all. And again, it's like what could have been story is just nothingness.
No, it's just bullshit, man.
Also, I still don't know where Dinah's allegiances lie because she's still captain of the police department. But then what happens with Team Arrow then?
Yeah.
Like, where does she... Because she joins up with them again in this episode. Again, like, as the Black Canary. But then at the end of the episode, she's like, oh yeah, I'm not really going to do this again. So it's just like, okay then. Now, for me, the most interesting part of the episode was the Laurel and Bronze Tiger stuff. Little did we know that Michael Jai White was in this episode.
Yeah, we had no idea because they didn't put it in the press stuff. We didn't see any hints that he was back on set.
The only thing we saw was the inside, the little preview the night before.
And then as soon as
I was like, what? My boy...
I thought you told me you don't watch those kind of things, or is it the sneak peeks you don't watch?
Sneak peeks I don't watch. I watch the insides. Because obviously I like to see what the actual people behind the show are talking about with it. But yeah, I don't actually watch the sneak peeks. But yeah, the fact that Michael Jai White guest stars in this episode, I was like, yes, please. MVP of the season over here, putting him in
But
bronze.
he's still not released from Slab Side. That Oliver didn't keep his
I
promise.
like the fact he brought that up though. Like he even says to Laurel, like, Oliver made me a promise, and I like this is how great of a character this guy is. Like he even says, look, I don't even want out of this place. Just let me see my son. Now, did we know that he had a son beforehand? I don't think we did. Maybe we did. I don't know.
I think I vaguely remember.
Yeah, maybe they mentioned it. But anyway, he basically says, look, Diaz died. I know who killed him. Let me see my son, and I'll tell you who killed him. Right. So anyway, they bring in his son, and it's Connor Hawke.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Obviously, last week we were all like, well, how is he his adoptive son? Like, how is he? Because Connor Hawke in the future said, John Diggle is my adopted father. How does that work? So, this Connor Hawke in the future is Bronze Tiger's kid. Now, on the one hand, I really, really like that. The fact that Bronze Tiger is still relevant and, his kid has become Connor Hawke. And his name actually is Connor Hawke. Like his actual birth name is Connor.
Yeah.
He says his name's Connor, my little hawk, is what he says. But the fact that he's now Bronze Tiger's dead. Then he must be. He must die this season. He's gonna die in prison before he even gets out.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. It could happen in between, after season 8 and before the flash forwards. It could happen at some.
It though. I think with something like that they've set up, I think that means they're gonna show it. Like I think that's gonna happen, especially with how relevant or how big of a role Bronze Tiger's played. Like I think this is the biggest role Bronze Tiger's played on the show. Period. This season.
Oh yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
I think we're gonna see him die, and then because he saved Diggle's life back in season 3, I think we're gonna see Diggle feel like he owes an oath to him, and he's gonna take his son and bring him up. So I think that's how that happens. I think he's gonna die, and Diggle feels like he owes him, so he's gonna bring up his son.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Sure. I didn't expect this at all. Like I didn't expect his son to be Connor Hawke. I was like, wow.
No.
But I quite like the fact that it's Bronze Tiger's kid.
Yeah. I mean, I just now want to see even more Bronze Tiger dies, so I could just cry that we lose.
Or can we get him
the
out
MVP?
can we get him out and put him as a member of Team Arrow for this last bit of the show?
Yeah, please. I need him and Oliver together.
He's basically reformed now, and
yeah, he basically is. Can it just be him and Oliver as Team Arrow? I mean, I love everybody, but can they just take a back seat and just have those two just go out on missions together, please?
Literally, we've got space on the team for him. It's literally Oliver, Diggle, and Renee in the field. I think we could get someone else on there. Get Bronze Tiger on it. The thing is, in the comics as well, Bronze Tiger isn't even a bad guy. He was framed, and then he was put on the Suicide Squad in the comics. So I feel like there's room to do that. If you're gonna kill him,
basically, just give me a whole episode. Just give me a whole episode that's just 43 minutes of just him and Oliver just fighting in one-shot sequences. Just please, just do that. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. Just do it.
I think James Bamford's directing next week's episode. I think he directs the next one, which makes sense because they always give him the big episodes. So I think he's directing that one, but he would be the perfect choice for that. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. He just calls him Connor, my little hawk. I was like, oh damn, okay. But I like that. And Michael Jai White was great in this episode, as he always is. Like I say, he's the MVP of the season. He just is. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, him and Laurel. The fact that these two had a storyline together, brilliant.
Nice, yeah. And then we find out that it was Emiko that burnt Diaz alive.
Oh my god, I did not see that coming.
No,
absolutely not. Yeah, this is what I feel like. This is Diaz is not dead. What this is, and this is something that was brought to my attention earlier this week, is that this is a thing from the comics where the Ninth Circle burn their victims as an initiation process.
Yeah, I already knew about it.
Yeah, so they've burnt Diaz alive, and he's going to become a member of the Ninth Circle. Because the thing is, if Diaz died and Kirk Acevedo left the show, there's been no press release for that. There's been nothing that says like we got for Curtis, a few weeks ago. There's been nothing like that where they've said, oh, Kirk Acevedo's left the show, and Kirk's kind of been teasing about it as well online. He's kind of like, am I dead? Am I alive? What do you think? Like there's been a lot of teasing, so there's no way he's dead. And I feel like this is what it's good. We're gonna see, Diaz again. He's gonna be quite heavily disfigured, I think, which would be cool. I think that's gonna be a really awesome look for him. And he's gonna be a member of the Ninth Circle with Emiko and with Dante, and that's what we're gonna see. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm surprised they're going down this kind of villain route with Emiko. I am
Yeah,
surprised with that.
I will say it does feel very left field, and I don't know. It's just that end scene where you see her and Black Siren together. First of all, how the heck does she know that Black Siren is there to Laura? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense.
Yeah, like how would she know that?
Like that was stupid. And also, I thought
to the public, that's just Earth One Laurel.
Yeah.
So how? Yeah.
That didn't make sense, and I thought Shishimuka's acting in that scene was a bit questionable.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like,
no, I agree with that.
I mean, I don't like to pick on people like that, especially because she's not. I wouldn't say she's just not as experienced as a lot of other people on the show. Like, she hasn't been in that many things. She's mainly a martial artist person, but in that scene, she just didn't really work for me. I don't know. I will admit, I've begun to somewhat lose interest in Emiko ever since they revealed her identity. For me, it's just gradually gotten less and less for me personally. Because DJ Eric,
like they had this. Sorry, I'll let you continue. I feel
because
there's this bit where, like, obviously in the first half of the season, she was so important. Like this new Green Arrow, there was this big mystery. Who is it? As soon as they revealed her, other than episode 10, they've done nothing with her.
No.
Anyway, go on.
It's like, yeah, because I just feel like, especially with the twist with her and Dante. Again, I'm going to bring up the man DJ Eric because he makes some good points here. Like, he brought up, and I think it was his episode 14 review, about how her team up with Dante kind of made no sense with her plan for the rest of the season. Like, her whole search for, her mother's killer, and then, like, how does she do that, but then factor into Dante, and then her whole thing with Oliver. Like, I don't know, it kind of feels a little bit out of place with her all of a sudden now being this villainous person who's working for Dante. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's yeah.
Like it lines up.
No.
I mean, the only thing I've kind of been wanting with Emiko is because we got a lot of the answers that we wanted in some respects in episode 10. But the one thing we never really got was how would she train? Like, how does she learn to fight as well as Oliver does? And I think that obviously comes down to Dante, as we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels strange, the fact that she's like this villainous character. Because again, when we've seen her all this season, and even in episode 10, like, she's been very much Oliver in season 1, where she has a mission. She wants revenge. She's going out there to, and she's been protecting the Glades and things like that, which is why Renee likes her. But having this in there, it doesn't add up. It doesn't work. So yeah, I guess you have to wait and see. It just feels really strange. It feels really out of place for me. Yeah. But then we did get the future stuff as well. I have to admit, I'm not loving this future stuff in the back half. It's just
he's finally coming around to it. He's finally admitting it.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I really love I think the last flash forward episode we got was really cool. Not the last one, the one before that, the one where they actually had Roy in it. The one with Roy in I like. But
I think it's just because Black Star's playing such a prevalent role, and the fact that I don't like a character as much as I do, I think that doesn't help it either, because they're really trying to push her as this big character.
Yeah, and I always thought the main character of this was meant to be William with Ben Lewis, and I really like him. I like him a lot. I actually found I watched on Tuesday night. I watched for the first time Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I've watched that. It's amazing.
Yeah, Ben Lewis is in that.
Yeah, I already knew it.
Brandon Routh, and so is Joe Dini Cole. What?
Yeah. Oh, and Chris Evans. Chris Evans
giving him probably his greatest performance ever. But I was watching it because I knew Brandon Routh was in it, and then I saw Ben Lewis, and then I see Joe Dini Cole. I mean, Joe Dini Cole's in it for like one scene, but I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But yeah, I think this is really interesting, like the fact they're trying to make Black Star just like the main character, when I thought this whole thing, like in the premiere, like it was so William focused. Like I thought it was gonna be like this little buddy cop thing with William and Roy, and it's just not been that. Like, 'cause like I say, Roy's been MIA for most of the season, even though he's meant to be irregular, and then you've got William, who has just been sidelined ever since Mia came in. it's been weird. And what kind of annoyed me is there's been this big thing about Felicity's message. What was this final message that she sent on this wild goose chase for both of her kids to finally meet up and listen to? What was the big message? It was just get out of Star City and stay alive. Okay. Am I supposed to feel something?
No, it's pathetic. It's stupid.
Like, for all this build up, that was what we got. It felt just really like, oh, we need to write something. You know, because it's like they needed a reason for why all this has happened. It's just like, oh yeah, I wanted you to find each other. We separated you to protect you. It's like, well, no, you didn't, because the grandparents took William away from you. So that's a lie. And also, you know, just get out of town. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Just honestly, like I say, all of this has just led me to now go from really being excited for this, episode 16, all flash forward episode, and now it's just like, wow, I can't be asked about this. Yeah. Like, I genuinely can't.
I mean, I am excited about the next week's episode just because I do want to see how this whole episode is going to factor in, especially because we have got Roy actually in the episode. Thank God.
Yeah, but they're just going to. Yeah, but they're just going to shove all that aside and be like, look at Blackstar. Look at Blackstar. No, I don't care about Blackstar. I just don't.
No.
She's bad. Catherine McNamara, bad actress. I said it. Come at me, all you like fucking 9-year-old Shadowhunter fans, being like, "Oh my god, shut up."
Only 10 minutes ago, when this man was saying, "I don't like to pick on actors."
I say it how it is, fam.
You do like to pick on actors, though. Don't lie to yourself. You do.
Can you disagree with me on this? No, can you really bring up a strong point of disagreeing?
No.
Exactly.
I completely agree. I don't like Mia. I don't like Catherine McNamara as an actress. What I did like though is that obviously they have this thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna go to the Glades, and they go to the Glades, even though this shouldn't be like a big moment because we've been to the Glades this season.
Yeah, we've already been there, fam.
Yeah, but it is a really cool shot though when they come out the top of that mountain and then you get to see like that CGI shot. Like I actually think that looked really good.
Yeah.
The wall and everything that like separates Star City from the Glades, like because like the Glades looks really nice and just up built and everything, where Star City is basically what the Glades is. Like I thought that looked really cool. It was a really cool shot. CGI was really good there. But yeah, they treated it like the big moment. But we've been to the Glades already this season. We went there in episode 10, so it's like okay. But sure. I mean, if this means we get Old Man Hoss, which I know we're getting because of the promo photos, fine. We need more Old Man Hoss. We need more of that wig. The wig's coming back, boys.
Yeah.
The most important character of the season. The wig. That wig gives a more convincing performance than Catherine McNamara. So, anyway, anything else that you'd like to add for the Arrow episode? I think
that's it. It was overall just it was an episode.
It was better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest.
It's better than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't anything amazing. No. I'm gonna give this hot take right now. Okay. I really do fear that Arrow season 7 peaked too soon.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I think it peaked too soon because honestly, the prison stuff was so amazing, and then it's like it peaked with episode 7. I was like, man was on cloud 9. Man was like jumping all over the room during episode 7, doing mad shit, breaking chairs because the episode was amazing. It felt like the World Cup in the summer, just recreated on Arrow.
We were like, then it's just coming home on Arrow.
It's coming home. It's coming home, fam.
Coming home, boys.
Coming home, boys. It's gonna be better than season 2. And then it was like episode 9 was not 9. Fuck that. Fuck the crossover. Episode 8 was pretty good when it came out, and then it's just like ever since then, I just gotta be honest. I don't think it's gone anywhere near that level. The only episode since then that I think has been near that was probably episode 13, but that was because you had Stanley in there, and it kind of brought it back to the present story arc. Every other episode, in my honest opinion, has not been as good. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking back. Like, I remember, I think 10 we said was, good, not great.
Yeah.
11, kind of similar. 12 was great, but I think 12 is kind of a separate thing. 13 was great, and then 14 was good, not great.
Yeah.
And I'd say this episode's kind of the same thing. So, yeah, I do agree with that. I think Arrow... I think it's hard for them to top episode 7, especially because with that first half of the season, like I say, it was so different and so interesting.
It was so fresh. It was fresh. And then it's almost as if since then, obviously, when you do something as big and grand, and in stark contrast to what you've done beforehand, that was my ultimate fear. There was that as soon as he came out of prison and he's going back to doing what he usually does, that freshness would just kind of I don't know what the word you'd use for it, but kind of fade away. I feel like that's the case. I mean, I will give credit to Beth. She's trying the best to do it in different places to add like these new, fresh parts to the show. But I think because it doesn't feel as drastic as it did in the first half of the season, because it worked so well, I think that is what is making it a little bit disappointing for me.
And also, I think additionally is every episode really in the first half had a big moment. It had a moment when you would sit there and go like, "Holy shit!" Like like the premiere was the flash forward reveal, was like Jesus. Episode 2 had one, 3 had one. Like literally every episode had like a moment that was just like a standout moment. And you had like episode 7, which was basically a standout moment for 42 minutes.
Oh, so episode 7 was like an out of body experience for the entire thing.
Episode 7 was fucking god tier of an episode. That was a unit of an episode. Just again, we need an Oliver and Bronze Tiger team up show. Just see if you're gonna again spin-off idea, Michael Jai White. Yeah, let's just go for that. But yeah, I think every episode in the early half of the season just had like a massive defining moment where you walked away from it when you were so bewildered by the whole thing. This back half hasn't had that, so it's been a bit. It's felt a bit lesser because of it.
And,
and it's difficult. It's difficult to do big moments every single episode, especially on a 22 episode run. It's difficult. So I can't really blame them for that. But again, like I say, maybe they should have spread out those bombshells a bit more. They should have spread them out a bit more rather than doing, all of them and cramming them all in. I mean, I feel like we're going to get probably a couple of big moments in next week's episode.
But it's just like, I don't know how I...
reveal or something.
Yeah, it's just like I say, I'm just not that confident going into it because, like I say, the flash forwards have just kind of completely dissipated for me. Like after episode 4, they kind of just slowly got worse, and then as they introduced Black Star, they just crashed and fucking burned. And it's like you've got that in the episode, you've got the flash forwards of Olicity fan fiction, which I'm just not looking forward to at all.
I will bet you we see Felicity next week.
Oh god, watching Emily Bett Rickards in that promo sound as if she's given birth. Honestly, how is this woman got like a legion of fans that are like, "Oh, awards for your acting"? That was terrible, man. It was almost as bad as her acting at the start of episode 14 when she was running away from the woods.
That was awful. I guarantee you we see her. I think we're going to see her next week.
Oh no!
Because obviously we all know she's alive. They're never going to kill Felicity off. I think we're going to see it, and I think in the season finale we might. Well, I don't know if we'll ever see Oliver. I'm trying to think about like if we'll ever see Oliver in the flash forwards. It seems like he might be dead in the flash forwards, but then just like because again, if they are going to kill him in Crisis, obviously if they say he's dead in the future, people will be like, he's definitely dead in Crisis then.
Yeah, but like I say again, I can get sort of why they want to kill off Oliver. For me, like with this whole story arc of how much Oliver has sacrificed, I always feel as if it would kind of be anticlimactic just to give him this dark, depressing ending where he dies. I would rather he have this happy ending because of how much he has given up.
Yeah, plus, I mean, actually, thinking about it. Okay, so in the promo, Mia says, "You said we had to hide here because Dad was the Green Arrow." Mia will be born around the time of Crisis. So, because have they established if Mia had a relationship with Oliver?
That's what they've not set up.
Because that's what's crucial there. Does Mia ever... Because it seems like obviously she was very close with Felicity. She grew up with Felicity. So I think they're just trying to be so secretive with Oliver.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I agree. If they killed off Oliver, I think it would be completely against everything they've done. Like, it's like, because Oliver's been through so much. He's sacrificed so much for the city and things like that. It would feel really anticlimactic and just kind of a punch in the face if they just killed him off. But yeah, it's strange. Like this is why these flash forwards are problematic as well. I don't know.
Told you, man. Season blew its load before it was ready.
Damn.
On that one, I know. And at one point, I remember me and you were like, "Oh, this could be better than season 2." I feel like such an absolute idiot for saying that.
Well, Well, the thing is, technically, I've already got to that point because I said before episode 12, all Beth Schwartz needs to do is bring back Ragman, and it's the best season, and she did. It was for 2 minutes, but we got him. It feels like 30 seconds, not even 2 minutes. But yeah, decent episode overall. But yeah, it's still. I just don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go. It's like I said, as we've said from very early on, though. Like this season is impossible to predict.
Yeah, it could really go any of like multiple ways. Like nobody really knows.
Which is the flash forward 17. Do we know what 17 is? We must do.
I've totally.
17 is the episode where Laurel is going to tell the team about Emiko.
Oh yeah.
18's the Birds of Prey episode. 19's like a Diggle episode.
Yeah, Spartan.
And that's kind of where they're up to in the writing right now. So yeah, that's kind of where they're going. And if we're getting a Diggle focused episode, that means he's going to.
Like you say, I'm looking forward to the episodes beyond 16. I'm looking forward to the episodes. I'm looking forward to the episodes beyond 16. I will say that, but it's just 16 itself.
Makes me laugh in the promos where they make it dead dramatic when like the arrow hits the photo. Do you want to know what that is? That I guarantee you now. I reckon that's Oliver teaching Mia how to use a bow, and she fires it in his. That's what that is. I guarantee that's what that is. See, that's what's crucial. Because we were talking about does Oliver have a relationship with Mia? In that promo, like we do see the baby born, and we see Oliver with it. So he is around in some capacity.
Yeah, in one way or another.
And they're in that house when the baby's born.
It's weird, man. It's weird. I can't wait to see how they try and dig themselves out of this hole.
There's so many questions. Anyway, that does draw this episode of On a Life Podcast to a close. That was all the episodes. I think it was quite a long episode actually, but we spent like quite a lot of time on the news this week.
Yeah, a lot to discuss.
A few tangents.
Quite a few tangents.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you share it around, give it a like, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Fuck Black Star. Don't like her as a character. Prepared for an epic rant on episode 16, unless something drastically changes. And yeah,
might calm you down.
Maybe looking at Renee's wig and how beautiful it is will make me sway enough to look past the episode's problems.
Don't say that.
Sway.
Damn. I always hate it when Iris says it. Because it seems so like, a mum trying to be cool. Which, I mean, obviously that's exactly what it is, but it comes across so obviously. Like that was ridiculous as well in The Flash. Like the excess espresso. No. That just causes even more problems in the timeline. If you think of it. Anyway,
God.
Thank you guys for listening. I've been Deck.
I've been Dan.
And we hope to see you guys again next week in 2040. 2040. It's so messed up I don't even know. Goodbye, everyone.